Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2022. The album, Dad AF. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. Mess around. Let's not get messy, mess around. Okay, let's get into this video today. Today, we're gonna talk about some beauty influencers. We are also gonna talk about this idea of bias or having bias and talking about these beauty influencers or being biased, on and on and on. And I'm gonna talk about that in just a second, my stance on that. And please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Like I always say, I love to see the conversation that happens in the comment sections. I think, you know, it's 2019. We can all have a conversation. We can respect each other's opinions. We don't have to step on each other's toes. We can be nice about it and just say, hey, this is how I feel. I appreciate that you feel something differently, but this is how I feel. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. I have I have to get my lips ready because I have so many things. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. I have so many things to talk about today. The first thing I want to say is, are you ready? Where am I going? Well, this weekend is Horror Hound Festival in Indianapolis, Indiana. And it is this huge horror movie festival that they have every year. And now my friend Melissa and her husband, they have gone the last couple years. They've even been on the set of the original Halloween in Pasadena, California and everything. She is like a huge horror movie fan, as am I. And I have never been able to go because we're always in Las Vegas for our anniversary. Well, this year, I'm able to go, and this is not a sponsored video. They're not sponsoring or anything like that. I just purchased my ticket, and I am so excited. So I will be there all day Saturday. The entire cast of The Craft is going to be there, yes, including Neve Campbell, and several of the people from Scream, including David Arquette and Neve Campbell are going to be there. Shawnee Smith is going to be... There are so many people, you guys, from past horror movies, people from American Horror Story, people from The Walking Dead. There are so many people that are going to be there. I am so excited. So if you are there and you see me this weekend, please come up and say hi. I am going to be doing a video probably for this channel of meeting some of these people and just meeting people there. I'm going to come up with like a list of funny questions about horror movies. So if you have a good question for me that you think would be funny for me just to go up to a random stranger and ask them about scary movies, put it in the comment section below. I will also be vlogging the whole thing on my vlog channel, and I will also be doing a review probably of the Horror Hound Festival on my review channel. So it's gonna be a scary, spooky, scary weekend. They have like movie previews or previews, and you can sit like on panels and listen to like, I'm gonna be able to sit and listen to the cast of The Craft and Scream talk about their experience. There's like all kinds. Jacqueline, the hair's on my fan. Anyway. Today I want to, so that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So if you're there, please come up and say hi to me. If you all don't know, I'm a huge scary movie fan, as is my husband, as are most of our friends. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, let's talk. Oh my God, do you know what else is going to be there? Christine the Car, and not Christine Seidelko. Christine the Car. What happened to Christine Seidelko? Is she making videos anymore? The Jeepers Creepers truck. Jeepers, that should have been my song when I started. Anyway, hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. Mess around. Let's get into the messy part today, okay? Let's talk about bias a little bit. You know, I think that it's probably no mystery to anybody, if you've watched my videos consistently over here, that in the last month or so, I have really tried to remain unbiased on my channel. I even said in a video, I don't know, this was probably sometime last week, that there was a period of me being on YouTube when I realized that there's a popular opinion that happens on people that watch your videos and things like that, that, you want people to like your videos, you want people to say, hey, I agree with your opinion or whatever, or do you, right? Like, what's more important? Is your integrity and what you really truly believe in your heart of hearts more important than views and subscribers? And I even said on there, to be completely transparent, there was a period of time when I was kind of like appealing to the masses, so to speak, whatever, I just bit the side of my mouth. But there was a period of time that I was really appealing to the masses. And I have to say that I've changed a lot, I mean, I think we change all the time. All of us do. We change from week to week, to month, whatever. Even if nothing catastrophic or huge happens in our lives, we change just by small things that happen. Having met a lot of these YouTubers has really changed me in a way that I didn't expect, in all honesty, you know? If you watch my videos from way back in the day, I would say like, oh my God, if I met, you know, Shane Dawson, I'd faint a million faints. Well, I met Shane Dawson, and I didn't faint a million faints, you know? And I met a lot of YouTubers, and what I realized was that YouTubers are really people just like the rest of us, you know? And I think for those of us that are obsessed with YouTube, that we become enamored of who they are and their lives, and we become, you know, this whole orchestrated kind of idea of who they are and everything, we become very intrigued by that, right? But when you start meeting these people, or you kind of like are living in that world, even though I don't have anywhere near what they have, right? Hold on a second. I need my coffee, okay? You realize they aren't these godlike figures, celebrities, that they're just people like the rest of us, you know? And I think what happened over time was, I still respected them as people, as creative, you know, artists and things like that. I just started seeing that there was a lot of fakery, a lot of, you know, orchestrated drama that was going on behind the scenes. And to me, it wasn't interesting anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I have to just be completely honest. It just was not that interesting to me anymore when I saw a lot of orchestrated drama, or I would see consistencies and patterns of how people were. But because of how narratives were spread, you know, on the internet, by those people themselves, by whatever, you know, it was interesting to me that it's like, some people were loved more than others, some people were held to different, you know, standards than others in whatever the drama happened. It's no mystery to me today that drama channels are very much used in this whole idea of what happens within the beauty influencer world and the YouTube world. You know, there's drama channels out there that we never talk about over here, you know, that like, or here on any other channels that have millions and millions of subscribers and only do specific kinds of drama, you know, on YouTube. And I think like that they do YouTubers like gamers, you know, like they do drama within the gaming community. There's all kinds of, you know, there's whole channels devoted, you know, I've talked about this on here recently, whole channels devoted to Amberlynn Reid, you know? There's all kinds of drama that goes on within the drama community. Well, over here, I mostly just talk about beauty influencers, and I mostly just talk about, what do you call it? And, you know, some big YouTubers like Tana Mojo, Shane Dawson, things like that. So, what's interesting is, the more unbiased that I attempt to be on my channel, the more I get accused of being biased or reaching, right? Which is so interesting to me, because I have made a commitment now, right? That like, let's say if I talk to Manny, or if I talk to Jeffrey, or James, or whatever, right? In regards to a video, or just, you know, just happen to talk to them, or whatever. I would say it on this video, because I want you guys to see how transparent I am being. Therefore, if something comes up, and I don't feel like maybe I'm the right person to make that video, I will say, I'm probably not the right person to make this video, okay? You know, it's like, and I won't come on here and always say things like that. You know, it's just like, I won't make the video. But like, if I'm talking about that issue, right, I will say, I feel too strongly about this or that, you know, whatever, because I want to be completely transparent. I want you guys to see that my opinion or my commentary for whatever issue is somehow skewed by a certain conversation I've had or whatever. I want to be that completely transparent with you guys. What's interesting to me about this whole idea of bias, right, is that if I'm coming out and I'm saying, you know, for example, like Jeffree Star is the common denominator, okay, in a lot of these friendships failing, and then back it up by giving examples, I think that's fair. I have shown by the examples that Jeffree Star is the common denominator of many of these failed friendships. If I go in and I say, you know, Manny, his videos to me are boring because I think he's afraid, and I go in and I show that people are saying on my videos, his content is boring, I don't watch him anymore because of this, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. If I go in and I say, you know, James Charles, yes, I still do believe that he's arrogant and narcissistic, and I think that he needs to grow up, you know, and I cite it with examples, but then I say, hey, I'm glad that people didn't give up on me at that age, or I hope that Jeffree Star, you know, is able to have some consistent friendships like Shane Dawson. I think his friendship with Shane Dawson is great for Jeffree Star, right? No matter what I say, depending on which side of fandom the viewer stands on, is how I'm accused of bias, right? So I think the whole idea of bias is very, very interesting, and I just wanted to kind of comment on it on this video. and say, you know, that I think that it would be difficult for anybody in any of our positions that are doing commentary on this, you know, especially when we have gotten close or talked to some of these people, to not be somewhat biased. But I think that I have demonstrated, and I will continue to do that I am trying to be as unbiased as possible. Now, let me tell you what's really interesting, and I'm just going to use Jeffree Star as an example of this, okay? You know, there was sometime last week or the week before, I made a video about Jeffree Star, and I was like singing like positivity about him. And I got several comments that people said, you are so biased towards Jeffree Star, you will never see anything wrong with him, right? So yesterday, I said some things about Jeffree Star, and I was like, just giving my honest opinion, again, right? And people were like, you're trying to sway people's opinions against Jeffree Star. So depending on where the viewer stands in their love for the YouTuber that I'm talking about, is how my bias is going to be judged. And I understand that going forward. I just want you to know that I am making a commitment to be as unbiased and as fair as possible, looking at any situation that I see, no matter how I feel about that person, which is why I have to say that I feel very, very good today about making my videos and not having super personal relationships with these YouTubers. Because I think the closer I was getting to people, it was affecting the way that I could give commentary. Because if I was closer with them, it was hard to say certain things. I mentioned that in my video yesterday. It's like, how are you talking to somebody and being good Judies with them, and then you make a video about them? It's difficult, and I was seeing that happen with myself. Now that I'm not as close to many YouTubers, it's easier. I can get on here and I can say my piece, turn the camera off, upload it, and know that what I just said on video was how I truly, truly feel, right? And the other thing you have to remember is that even though that these people are people, they're human beings, and I say that all the time, they are also public figures, right? Many of them are huge, huge public figures that have millions upon millions upon millions of followers out there. All I ask is in any situation that we look at, that we attempt to look at it completely unbiased, or as unbiased as we possibly can be. I think the whole idea of, like, you know, I guess me saying complete unbiased, it's not realistic. I don't know that I think that that's ever realistic, because I think we're always going to have a little bit of bias depending on who we like. And, you know, I looked at the term bias, unfairly prejudiced for or against someone or something, and I think that's basically based on who we followed longer, whose life we're more, you know, intrigued by, who we're more invested in, who we've been invested more in the longer, who we believe more. All of those things will affect our bias. So I want you to know, as my viewers out there, that people that have watched my videos, and I appreciate it, means the world to me, that I will be as unbiased as I possibly can, and when I don't feel like I can be, I will be transparent in saying to you, in discussing the situation, I'm really struggling being unbiased about this, okay? And I think that's fair, you know, for me to do as a commentary drama channel. But I will say this, regarding these beauty influencers, I don't have close relationships with any of them. I don't have close friendships with any of them. I don't feel like if tomorrow any of them messed up that I wouldn't have a problem getting on camera and saying that. So I just think that the whole idea of bias is a really interesting conversation, right? Now, speaking of that, let's go into what I wanted to talk about today. The first thing I wanted to talk about today was, I thought this was kind of funny. So James Charles put this tweet out, and he said, wow, he's sick. So James, I hope you start feeling better. He put, wow, my doctor just called me with my results. Unfortunately, it looks like I caught the ugly. Please pray for me during these dark times. Okay. I would like to give a little word of advice to the beauty influencers out there, all of you, okay? Don't ever use the word dark times again. It's not needed, okay? Because we often know that when the words dark times precede a conversation, no matter if it's you're sick or an apology or whatever, what's going to follow is the gray hoodie. So, I don't know, but he's sick, so James, I hope you feel better. But Rhett Ran Rock, he commented underneath it, and he said, and this is regarding I caught the ugly. He said, it took you that long to get the results, and James Charles responded and said, I hate you. And this is kind of the fun shade of the beauty industry that I like, you know, that I see, and I think this is kind of what's funny, and this is what I like. You know, in all honesty, I think the thing that makes me the saddest, if there's one comment that comes out consistently, you know, I wouldn't say it's overwhelming in my comment sections, but I do see it, and there is, that I'm getting so tired. People say, I'm getting tired of the beauty industry, influencer community, because it's so ugly, it's so toxic, people hate, they're mean to each other, or whatever. I started following this because of my love of makeup. I I do really wish, somebody on my video yesterday said, I wish that Manny and Jeffrey could be put in a room with a mediator and they could just work this out and go their separate ways, or get along or whatever. I really wish all of these people could get along. I really, really do, I think that whenever we have, I don't know, resentments, which are unfulfilled expectations towards somebody, or grudges or whatever towards somebody, to act like it doesn't affect us on some level is just crap. It does, By the way, if you want to see a really interesting reading on Manny, Aphrodite did a video yesterday on him, so you might want to go check that out. But, and Aphrodite is somebody that I am friends with and I do talk to, so I probably have a little bit of bias there, okay? But anyway, and we're actually going to be doing a collab at the end of September because I will be in San Diego at the same time that he is there for TwitchCon. So if you're going to go to TwitchCon, go visit Aphrodite. He is an ambassador for TwitchCon, or for Twitch. So anyway, but that video was interesting. I just wish these people could get along a little bit more. I mean, what would happen to the drama community? I don't know. We wouldn't have anything to talk about anymore, would we? Oh, well, I guess, everybody else is talking about the Ace family today. There's some drama to me that, I want to get back to the funny drama. You know what I mean? The drama that's not, hurting anybody, kind of stuff. I don't know. That's what I miss about the drama community back in the day when I first started. Okay, these pictures of Pee-Pee sleeping, and then my puppies. It's Boo and Tucker. It's the 10-year, well, we thought it was their birthday, but today was 10 years ago was the day that we brought them home. Okay, by the way, my friend tagged me in this last night. The original Friday the 13th camp is offering an overnight experience. Oh my God, I'm going, and I'm going to do the whole thing. It's really not that expensive. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the People's Choice Awards, okay? Did you all hear about this? Okay. So the People's Choice Awards came out, and the Beauty Influencer People's Choice Awards, here are the nominees. Are you ready? In descending order. But I don't think that there's any, order to this whatsoever. Number 1, Bretman Rock. So congratulations to all the nominees on here, okay? Bretman Rock, Desi Perkins, RCL Beauty, Jackie Ina, Nikki Tutorials, James Charles, Jeffree Star, Nikita Dragon, okay? Now, I have to just say that there are probably 4 names on this list that I think it's interesting to me. Now, these are the People's Choice Awards, so these are the people that voted for them. I have to honestly say, I'm really surprised, when you take a look at viewership and subscribers and things like that, I'm kind of surprised that Nikita Dragon made it on the list. I mean, she doesn't pull the same kind of views as James Charles, Brett and Nikki Tutorials and Jeffree Star. She just doesn't pull those kinds of views. But can you just imagine if they all had to show up for the People's Choice Awards and they were all sitting in a row? Can you imagine? It'd be like, okay, here's the order. Are you ready? Jackie Ina, Jeffree Star, and James Charles. Can you imagine those 3 having to sit in a row next to each other at the People's Choice Awards? They wouldn't show up. Well, James would because he just assumed he's gonna win. But they wouldn't show up. You know what I mean? They would just they'd be so scared. But I do think it's interesting that when you look at this, if this is truly the People's Choice Awards, now I don't know how they come up with this list. I don't know if they come up with the list or people nominate. I believe it's because people nominate them, right? So if you look at that, it's interesting. And what this says is these are the most famous people within the beauty influencer community. Well, these are also the people that are pulling the most probably dramatic issues in the last year. I mean, Jackie Ina, James Charles, Jeffree Star, and Nikita Dragon are definitely 4 of the people at the top of all of the drama within the drama community in the last beauty influencer drama community in the last year. Hands down. Hands down. You know what I mean? So it's crazy that they're in here, I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that that's interesting that those are the People's Choice? I don't think it is, And I also think that this goes back to the whole idea that drama surrounding these people is very good for marketing, right? Whether they like it or not, it's very, very good for marketing because it keeps people talking about them, I'm trying to think of somebody that I covered, ain't nobody talking about Kat Von D. She ain't making nobody's People's Choice list. Come on. True story, to go up into the Marshalls, you guys, and I have to tell you that I saw tons and tons of Kat Von D stuff in there. Now, it was locked behind a case. I don't know why. I don't know. They were afraid somebody was going to steal it. Probably not. Or they were afraid somebody was going to do something to it. But, you know, the beauty influencers that stay out of this, I mean, people were commenting on here and they were like, why isn't Raw Beauty Christie on this list? Well, she stays out of drama. That's why. You know, yes, Raw Beauty Christie is growing. I said she'd be at 1 million by the end of the year, fingers crossed. But, you know, like, she's growing, but she stays out of drama. There's a lot of influencers out there that stay out of a lot of drama, you know? So they're not going to get the same public attention that these other ones do. James, Jeffrey, Nikita Dragon, I mean, she's constantly always in something, right? You know, Jackie Ina, she's always getting in something on the internet. So it's like, they are going to get more attention, positive and negative, right? I think it's also interesting when you look at this, the way that it's split, who likes who. It's interesting to me, you know, Nikki Tutorials, who has been rather she hasn't been very problematic in the last year. You know, she has had her history of being problematic, but in the last year, she really hasn't. Out of all of these people, it's interesting because she's probably one of the people that pulls the most consistent views, has stuck to what she does, and stays out of the problems. It would be interesting to me to see if Nikki Tutorials wins this whole thing. Now, I don't believe that she will. I believe that James Charles or Jeffree Star will win this, hands down. I think it'll be one of the two of them, and if not them, it'll be Brett. But it'll be interesting to see who wins this. Desi Perkins? It's not gonna be Desi Perkins. I'm sorry, it's just not, okay? I love her, but it's not gonna be her. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.